Good morning and welcome to the Daily Echo. It is Tuesday, September 2nd. Terrific Tuesday, short Daily Echo for you today. It's titled 148,000 No's. One of the greatest books out there I think anyone could read is from an author, Shad Helmstetter, and it's called What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. It's a great book, and I use some of the information on and off. Today's Echo is specifically from that book. Shad talks a little bit about if we grow up in a normal, fairly positive, average household, you will be told from the time you're born until you are 18 years old, no, or you cannot do something 148,000 times. Those numbers get much worse if we grow up in a very negative home, sometime with difficult situations, with a parent that is struggling a lot. Maybe it could be two parents, maybe a single parent, but those numbers can double in very bad homes. Sure, they can get a little bit better in other homes, but for the most part, we're going to use that 148,000 no's or you can't do it. It's an interesting thing that we're finding out as we get into what's called neuroplasticity and we get into the brain itself. We are programmed as we program a computer. And that's why sometimes just reading a book or reading a lot of books doesn't put us over the edge. We do get some inspiration from those. We do get some change. But the permanency that we're all looking for seems to go away. You check back in with these people 6 months later, they're struggling a little bit because that book is not going to come off the shelf and tap me on the back of the shoulder and say, hey, you're not doing what I told you to do. We've got to recondition our brains. And it's vital once we understand how many times from the time we're brought into this earth until we leave the house, sometime between 18 and 21, that we are told no, or you cannot do something. Now, if we reverse that and say, how many times have we been told, you can do this, you can do whatever you want, yes, you can do it. Those numbers are so small, it's absolutely incredible. In fact, when they surveyed and asked teenagers, how many times have your parents told you, you could do whatever you want, you can accomplish whatever you want? Some of the kids said they've never heard that. And other kids said, you know what, I can maybe count that on one hand or two hands. So the message of today is if you have children, if you work with children, if you work with kids as they're growing up, make sure you avoid the no's and you can't do it. Try to find something that they did good. Focus upon that. They say that typically one negative comment to a child, say you're coaching a football team, you need to average anywhere from 5 to 7 positive comments to nullify that negative one. So it's very important that we start to help program these kids as they're young. If we've had the negative programming in our life, stay tuned. Within the next few days, we're going to talk a little bit about how we can reprogram ourselves, how we talk to ourselves and can change those dynamics. But the message from today is, let's start to reinforce the positive in the children that we have, the positive things that they're doing. Let's eliminate the no's and you can't do it. And it will make a huge difference. Let's don't join the 148,000 no's that most of the kids in this country are suspect to when they're living at home in a loving, nurturing household, we would think. Have a terrific day. Thanks as always for watching the Daily Echo.